All right. Okay, today we're going to go through topical revision practice 3 on a little bit more of algebra and some of the problematic questions over here on ratio, rate, percentages. Okay, and it involves a little bit of a number pattern as well. Right, so I should begin for topical revision practice 3. Let's start with the first question over here. Simplify the following ratio. Okay, this one, number 1, we make sure we try to get rid of the denominators. We need them to become integers and whole numbers. Okay, give me a minute, huh? Okay, so what we do, we multiply by the LCM. So the denominator is 5 and 2, right? So the LCM is actually 10. So in this case, I multiplied by the LCM to get rid of the denominator. You'll have to be more on time next time. Okay, to get rid of the denominator. And then after that, once I had multiplied already by 10, these are the numbers. I check whether is there any more common factors. So I divide by 3, and this one will be the answer. Right? So part 2, this one something similar also, but you notice that the units over here are all different. So what we're going to do, we're going to change everything to the same number of units. I have minutes, hours, and seconds. So instead of changing out to seconds or hours, which is quite extreme, I'll change everything into minutes over here. And then after that, we simplify the ratio. Right? So in this case, after we multiply 3 hours multiplied by 60, 1 hour has 60 minutes to give you 180. Then 240 is seconds, divide by 60 to give you 4 minutes. Then we divide by a common factor 4, and you get the answer. Okay, so next part, B part 1 and part 2 are something much similar of a scale. Now 7x equals to 5y. I want to find the ratio. 7 need to multiply by 5 to give you the ratio for x. Okay, and 5 times 7 to give you the ratio for y. So in this case, x is to y is the number 5 is to 7. Hopefully, most of you will get this correct over here. Okay, or you can do the shortcut. X is 5 units, y is 7 units. Okay, so that's the answer for B part 1. Now, B part 2, it has a couple of information. You notice that this is given in ratio, but it's given in algebra format. Okay, so in this case, what do we have? 7a is to 5b. I can find the ratio for a is to b first. So a will be 5 units. So a is 5. Then b will be 7 units. So b is to 7. So first part, the first information over here gives me this ratio. The second information, A equals to 3C. So 1 unit of A is 3 units of C. So A need to multiply by 3 and 3 need to multiply by 1. So therefore, A is 3 units, C is 1 unit. Okay, now the moment we know these two ratios already, we need to try to put them into the ratio A is to B is to C. So what do? We write down the ratio for A is to B first. A is to B is 5 to 7. And A is to C now is 3 is to 1. So what do we need to do? We need to make this, A is the something that's common, right? We need this ratio the same number of units. So we make them into the same lowest common multiple. Okay, if that's the case, 5 will need to times 3. Then, of course, 7 will need to times 3 as well. You are always late. You have to be more on time, okay? Then 3 over here have to times 5. Then 1 need to multiply by 5 also. Okay, so after I make them the same for units, LCM ready for A, that will be 15. Then 7 times 3 becomes 21. 1 times 5 becomes 5. Then I check, is there any more common factor for this? No more common factor, therefore this is the final answer. Okay. Then now, I think question 1 should be more or less doable for you. Question number 2, express 35% as a fraction. So we take 35%. 35 out of 100, right? Then we simplify the ratio. Next, express 4.5 kilometers as a percentage of. Percentage of this, what does that mean? That means I'm taking 4.5 kilometer out of the one that I want to measure, 1.26 kilometer. Okay, so but however, I must also always double check, are the units the same? So in this case, since the units are the same, so we don't have much of a problem. Then I take this multiply by 100%. Notice that the number over here is much, much bigger than 1.26. So therefore, the percentage will definitely be more than 100%. Another thing to take note, notice that some of you might write it in 3 decimal place or 3 significant figure. For this kind of percentage, we can keep the answer into fraction. So please, for this kind of question, keep answers as fraction. Keep answers for percentage as fraction, okay, to keep it exact. Okay, so I will not be favorable of rounding off the number to a 3 significant figure. For example, in this case, 357 and 1/7 to a 3 significant figure, right? I may not have a decimal place at all. It will end up with just a number 357 probably. So I'll keep it as a fraction to be as exact as possible. Okay, if you do not keep it as a fraction and you round off with 368, and you may need it for the next few part, there might be a error for accuracy. So try to keep it as accurate as possible. Those of you who did not use your answer as a fraction, please write down your corrections and change it to fraction. Please mark your work in green pen along the way. Those work that you did not know how to do and I went through, write down in pencil or another different color pen so that I know these are the questions, problem areas that you have. Next part of the question, question number 3. Okay, now I'm going to ask questions already. Y'all ready for lesson? Okay, a tap takes 40 seconds to fill up 18 liters of water in a tank. Okay, then the question say find the rate of water flowing into a tank per minute. So when I talk about water, how do we measure water? That is actually liters per minute. All right. Now, what do we have? We know that our volume over the amount of water, we have 18 liters, 40 seconds. Can anyone tell me what do I need to do over here? What do I need to do 2 seconds? Is this the correct units? Nobody tell me answer. Then I wait long. I wait until whoever tells me the answer. Y'all have to come in for lesson more on time. You're already 9 minutes late. Come on, somebody tell me answer. What do I need to do with the 40 seconds?
Divide by 60.
Thank you. The purpose of dividing by 60 is to change it to minutes, right? So it's 40 over 60 minutes now. So we have to fill in the working clearly. So now, therefore, I can have my water, rate of water, liters per minute. Please do understand the question and learn to read and write the units over here on your own. Okay, again, in this case, I keep this as an exact value. I may use this part of the answer for the next portion. So I keep it as exact as possible rather than just a 5 significant figure or a decimal places. I'll keep it as exact as possible. Okay, next part. Now the tank itself, why do they give you 95 cm, 54 cm, and 1.5 meters? The length, breadth, and the height, right? So the length, breadth, and the height can help you to find what? Okay, never mind. I look at my participant list and call the first person. Oh, Aaron. Yeah, I call the first person on the then later I call the next few person. I skip. Okay, Aaron, what can I do with 95 cm, 54, and 1.5 meters?
Find the volume.
Find the volume, very good. But is it correct to just take 95 times 54 times 1.5?
No.
No, then what do I need to do? Which part do I need to change?
Change the 1.5 meter to a centimeter.
Thank you very much. So what Aaron already suggested, change the 1.5 meters to centimeters. So 1 meter is 100 cm. So you times 100, that will give you 150 cm, right? So after I calculate out this number, this will give me this whatever answer in cm cube. But then is based on my rate per hour. This is in liters, but this is in cm cube. Okay, I'm going to call the fifth person. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Fahar, what am I going to do? This is cm cube, but this one over here is liters. 1 liter is how many cm cube? Fahar. Huh? 1 liter. This is liter. This is cm cube. How? What am I going to do? Times, are you sure? 1 liter is how many cm cube?
1,000.
1,000. Am I going to multiply by 1,000 to change it to liter? I'm going to
Divide, my bad.
Divide, huh? Okay, so I'm going to divide by 1,000. And this answer will now be 1, 2, 3, 7, 6, 9.
5.
Then units?
Liters.
Correct. Right, so in this case, thank you very much. So in this case, I have my volume 769.5 liters already. And then they ask me how long does it take. So I take my volume, divide by my rate. So my volume, I'm going to use 769.5 liters, divide by my rate, 77 and 1 over 7. Do you know how to key this into your calculator? You press the shift button, then the fraction button, this one will come up. Okay, then you key in the number. Right? Can y'all check, is this the correct answer? Late, all late. Okay, can y'all check whether is this the correct answer? Now, if you realize if you do not keep your exact value just now and you write in 5SF, this answer will not be as accurate as possible. All right, so in this case, you should keep your answer as accurate as possible. So in this case, what do we have? My final answer, either I can keep it, because this is an exact number, yes, although it has a lot of decimal place, but this is exact. I can keep this as my exact answer, or I can write a fraction as my exact answer. My question says give your answer in minutes, so I leave it as this number of minutes. Okay, if the question say give your answer in minutes and seconds, I'm going to add on a little bit, sidetrack a little bit. If the question says change to minute and seconds, I will have 9 minutes. Then this portion here will be 0.975 times 60 to give me the amount of seconds. It's not 98 seconds. It's 0.975 times 60 to change it to the nearest second. That will be approximately 59 seconds. Actually, it's 58.5, but it'll be approximately 59 minutes and 59 seconds. So please take note, if the question wants minute and second, please don't just give me 9 minutes and then 97 or 98 seconds. No, that is not correct. Okay, must take the decimal times 60 to give you the answer. All right, next question, question number 4. All right, question number 4 says, this is the fish food, $4 for 460 grams. My answer over here may not be the only answer in part C. So it depends on how you write your answer. So those of you who are not very sure, okay, you don't need to do corrections first. Later when I collect back, I'll mark your answers, okay? So for first part, I want so many grams. I have $4. I divide by 4 to get $1 times 1.5 to get $1.50. So much. Right? For part D, I have 545 grams. So I change my gram to 1 gram. So I divide by 460. I want to get 345, I multiply. Then I get this answer. These two questions should be easy for you, correct? Then I shall move on to part C a little bit more. Inside the shop, value pack sells at a rate of $5.25 for 630 gram, and the jumbo packet is $10.85 for 1.5 kg. Right? So how do I find value for money? What does value for money means? To me, I interpret it value for money when I pay lesser for more things, right? Or I pay it's cheaper, I have a cheaper rate, or I with $1 I buy more, right? So in this case, I'm buying fish food. So what I did in this case is I changed all them to check $1, how much can I buy? It may not necessarily be $1. It can comes in $10, $20, $1,000 or whatever. Also can, up to you. Okay, but you must make both sides the same value. Then you check on the number of units, gram that you have. So I have this one over here. Divide by 5.25. I get $1 can buy me 120 gram for the value pack. But for my jumbo pack, this is in kg. This is in gram. So I need to change it. So I times 1,000. Then I change it to $1. And it tells me that it's 138 gram. So which one has more value for money? $1, I can buy more fish food under the jumbo packet. So jumbo pack will be more value for money as we can get more fish food for $1. Question over here asks me, show your reasons clearly. So I need to state my working as part of my reason and explain. It will get me more fish food per dollar. Okay? Y'all check this answer. If you're okay with it, you give me a thumbs up, then I'll continue with the lesson. Let me just double check. Okay, okay. Yeah, oh, no time's up. This Zoom now changed to all the hands up only, right? Okay, this question I'll do slightly a little bit slower. Okay, it's content based, but actually it's just distance, speed, and time. So just now I was doing revision with one of my students, and apparently she don't remember how to find this DST. Distance equals to speed times time. So usually for this kind of question, I always jot down all my information. There are different parts of the journey. The first part, town X to Y. Then after that, she rested. And after that, she continued to travel from town Y to Z. Okay, so first part over here, I have a distance of 36 kilometers, a speed of 48 kilometers per hour. What can I find? Let me call the 5, 7, call all my prime numbers. Let me see who's my 7th person. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Haki. Oh, honey, you missed it by a little bit. Okay. Haki, can you tell me what can I find here? How to find the time? How to find time?
Distance divided by speed.
Thank you very much. So this distance divided by speed, that will be 36 divided by 48. What's the answer? Haki Silton, what's the answer?
Wait.
You never calculate.
It's 3/4.
Thank you. Can you tell me the units for this timing? Is it seconds, minutes, or hours? Hours. Hours. Thank you very much. Okay, very good. So in this case, I know this is my timing, 3/4 of an hour. Why do I need to take note of that? Why? Because the next part, they tell me that she then stopped for a rest for 45 minutes. Is this timing in terms of hours? No, right? This timing is not in terms of hours, so I probably need to take note. How am I going to change this to an hour? I need to divide by 60. Okay, so I'll take it as this. And next part, I'm going to move from town Y to Z. Okay, the question says, continue traveling at an average speed of 54 and 1.5 hours later she reached. So in this card, I have DST. They only wanted the time, so I don't bother to do my distance yet. I will add up the total time, 3/4 plus 45 plus 1.5 hours. So 3/4 plus 45 over 60 plus 1.5 hour. Next person. Wait, let me find somebody with a letter L. 嘉乐, what is the total time in hours? Jia-le,
2 hours 15 minutes.
2 hours 15 minutes, confirm? You sure? Did you add the rest timing? There's a 45 minutes of rest. Oh, I have 3 parts of the distance that I traveled, right? I have the first one, 3/4 of an hour, 45 minutes, and 1.5 hour. Are you sure it's 2 hours 15 minutes? Do you add these 3 together? Jia-le, second chance. Jia-le. Maybe somebody can help you.
3
Oh,
hours.
yes, it's 3 hours. It's not 2 hours and 15 minutes. So it's 3 hours. But they want the time taken. So 3 hours later, I started at 7:30 the journey. 3 hours later, what time will be my answer? Never mind, he disappeared already. Is it 10:30? Do you all agree? Okay, 10:30, okay? Right, so this part of the answer. So for me, I always write down all my DST in sequence. Then I check what is the thing that I need to find. Next part, the question says, find the distance between town Y and Z. Observe the data over here. For town Y to Z, I already have the speed. I already have the time. How do we find the distance? Let me find somebody with letter X inside the name. Which one got letter X? JC! First one I saw with X. See you very lucky.
Yeah.
JC, how to find distance?
Time divided by speed. No, speed divided by time, sorry.
Distance equals to DST, right?
Yeah.
Or not? DST, right? I cover my D. Distance equals to?
Speed times time, sorry.
Yeah, speed times time, right? So for this part of the journey, still GC, this part of journey, what is the speed? What is the time?
Speed is 54 kilometer per hour. Time is 1.5 hours.
1.5 hours. Can you calculate the answer for me, please?
81.
81, confirm. What is the units?
Kilometers.
Yes, thank you. So you please study, distance equals to speed times time. You don't give me the other way around, okay? You're going to divide. Okay, thank you very much. Okay, next part of the question. Question say average speed. Average speed is total distance divided by the total time. Let me call another letter X. The next one, Silei. I saw the name there already, all the X. Okay, Silei, can you tell me what is the total distance? Just now GC found this one to be 81 kilometer. Can you tell me how to find the total distance? Is it that she typed the answer or something? Yes, total distance. You look through the table here. What is the total distance? How to find the total distance?
81 plus 36.
Thank you. Correct. 81 plus 36. Next letter X. Who's the next in line? Next letter X. Oh, Xingning. Xingning, what is the total time? Xingning typing or Xingning, what's the
3
total?
hours.
3 hours. Very good. We need to add the rest time. So 3 hours is my total time. So divide by 3. Okay, now I had all the X ready, right? Okay, let me see. Maybe I call a letter B. I saw Beth. Beth, can you find the answer for me? What's the average speed? How much do you calculate?
39 kilometers per hour.
Thank you. 39 kilometers per hour. She gave me the units as well. Very good. Okay, correct. Okay, so for this part of the question, please know all the different triangles. Okay, distance equals to speed time time. Average distance, average speed is total distance or divided by the total time, including the rest time. Including the rest time. And then if you want to find speed, is distance divided by time. Time is distance divided by speed. Okay. Next part of the question. Question number 6. Right? I'm not sure if you all need it, but I think it's quite doable. Okay, now under scheme A is 5% increase of the monthly wage. Scheme B is 3% of the wage plus an additional $60 per month. So what is scheme B's increase? Increase by the 3% first. Increase of 3%. Oops, this one becomes so big. Increase of 3%. So I found 3% of the original salary, 3,600. So I get this. And a $60 extra. So this is the increase, 168. They want to find the percentage increase of his wage. So I need to take the percentage increase is the increase divided by my original. Can anyone tell me? Just now I call B already. Let me find somebody with letter A inside their name. Oh, I called Aaron just now. Okay, and then I call ANK1B0. That one is Jaden, right? Jaden, what should be this original number in my denominator? 168 over what? Jaden.
3600.
Thank you. Okay, over 360 times 100%. Okay, thank you very much. Okay, once again, leave your answer. This is a fraction, right? A percentage. You can keep it as exact as possible. Keep your answer in fraction form. Okay, for me, in this case, I'll leave it as 4/2/3. Avoid rounding off your numbers, right? Keep it as exact as possible. So this answer will be 4/2/3%. Right? I hope you all get this correct. So do follow the formula. Okay, always read carefully. Percentage increase, find the increase first out of the original or out of whichever value that they want you to use as the base value, then times 100%. Next part, Jason finds that his new monthly wage is the same. That means the original is 3,600, right? So that means the increase, both of them increase by the same amount. So for under scheme A, it was 100%, okay, plus another additional 5%. For scheme B, it was 100%, the original, add another 3%, add another 60. So very obviously from here, the difference, 5% minus 3% is actually 2%, right? So it tells me obviously 2% is $60. Then they want the original wage. I just find 100%. Then I can get my answer. Do you all manage to get this question correct? If you all do by a different method, maybe you all can show me the, when your hand up there, I'll just check the method for you. Is this okay? Can simple, straightforward. I do not know why the teacher wrote 3 marks over here. if the question did say leave your answer in terms of algebra or write equation, then probably I will write a longer method. But in this case, it's not, so I'll just use proportion. Okay. Next question. This one is important. I'll do this as a revision. Okay. Now, our normal types of number pattern sequences are always adding a number, right? We try to add a certain number. So from 8, if I want to go to 27, but it's plus 19. Another one, 27, I want to go to 64. I realize that this is plus 37. We have to realize that the number that we are adding over here is not the same difference. In fact, this difference itself become larger and larger. So in this case, when we have this kind of scenario, we need to think of power. Okay, can you tell me 8 is what number to the power of something? What can 8 be represented as? 8 can be written as 8 to the power of what? So in this case, I don't know. I'm going to look up for my prime factors. 8 is 2 to the power of 3. So if there is a pattern that 8 is 2 to the power of 3, maybe I'll think of the next power. What is 27? What can 27 be written as? Okay, maybe just now I called Jaden already. Let me call another person. Nadia. Okay, I'll call Nadia. Nadia, just now I had 8 is 2 to the power of 3. What about 27? Nadia, are you there?
Wait.
Yeah, use calculator. Think. 27 can be expressed as what number to the power of something? I give you clue already. This one is 2 to the power of 3.
3.
3 to the power of 3. Very good. Then I call your good friend Ashley. What about 64?
Wait. 4 to the power of 3.
Correct. Then I'll call your next good friend Coining. What about 125?
5 to the power of 3.
Correct. So we have 2 to the power of 3, 5 to the power of 3, 4 to the power of 3. What they say they want the next two term, right? What is the next term? The next term will be 6 to the power of 3, but they do not want this answer. So 6 to the power of 3 is 216, is it? Yeah. The number 216, first answer. The next answer will be 7 to the power of 3, 343, I think. 7 cubed, yes, 343. So this one will be the answer 343. Okay? Right? So when you realize that the difference is actually not the same, and then the difference becomes larger and larger, we try to think of something, a power, or we think of other possibilities. We think of something that you need to multiply by a number of times, something like that. Okay, so now I'm going to work out the next answer. Find an expression in terms of n for the n term of the sequence. Let's look at term number 1. Term 1, this is 2 to the power of 3. Term 2, this is 3 to the power of 3. Yeah, I must write 1. This is 2 to the power of 3. Term 2, this is 3 to the power of 3. Can you tell me term 100? It will be what number to the power of 3? Give you a clue already. Term 1, 2 to the power of 3. Term 2, 3 to the power of 3. Term 3, 4 to the power of 3. Term 4, 5 to the power of 3. If I have term 100, it will be what number to the power of 3? Let me call somebody. Shika. From 1, I give you clue. 1. Term 1, this is 2 to the power of 3. Term 2, this is 3 to the power of 3. Term 100, what will this be?
101.
Thank you. How do you get 101? Curious.
+1.
Yes, you take 100, you plus 1, right? Okay, thank you very much. You saved yourself. So what is term n? If it's term n, then what will be the formula? Okay, I called all the good friends of these people already. Maybe I call another series of good friends. Javier, I just now called Jia Le, I called Javier. Javier. Is Javier here?
Yes.
Javier, so how am I going to find my term n? She told me 100 is 101 cube. Then what about n? N will be what number cube?
n+1.
Thank you. So my term n will be n plus 1 whole thing cube. Thank you. All right, so that's how we get our expression for term n. Next one, the question say hence. Hence meaning I need to use the answer that looks a little bit like that, right? Need to use this answer. Find the value of the term when the term in the sequence is... Oh, what does the word is means? This is the one that describes the term, and this is the number. So what do I do to the two of them? I take the two of them to equate to each other. So n plus 1 to the power of 3 equals to a number 13824. Then my next question is, my outermost enemy here is the whole bracket with the power 3. This is a cube. How do I undo a cube? How to undo a cube? I want to get rid of the cube so that I can get n plus 1. How to undo a cube? Maybe I call Samuel.
You
Opposite of cube. Okay, I give you clue, okay? This
square
is
root. No, wait.
square
Cube root.
opposite. So opposite of cube is cube root. So we take cube root of the number. This number 3 must write a little bit smaller at the top, right? 13824. Samuel, can you do me a favor? Can you calculate what is cube root of 13824? What do you get?
N plus 1 equals 24.
Thank you very much. So therefore, n equals to what number?
23.
Yes, wonderful. Okay, I hope you got it correct. So the question says find the value of n, therefore the n equals to 23. Is this okay? Right, so try to remember, okay, if you have square, to undo the square, you take square root. But something to highlight, okay, when you take square root, there is always two possible answers. It can be a plus or negative answer. Just take note, when you take square, and then undo the square, you take square root, okay, to undo it, right? It will be plus or minus square root. There'll be two answers, right? Opposite. Next question. Question number 7, right? The diagram shows a sequence of equilateral triangles, okay, meaning all the sides are the same measurement, same length. Each matchstick is 6 cm long. So they want you to find the number of matchsticks to form the perimeter. Anyone went to count the matchsticks in the middle as well? Anyone counted all the matchsticks in the middle? No, they only want the perimeter. They only want the outer. So you need to count the number of matchsticks outside, okay? So in this case, it's 3, then 5, 7, 9. Okay? Anyone counted, never count the perimeter? Never count perimeter, you count the total number of matchsticks. Oh, whole thing wrong, okay? Then next, the question says perimeter. I just counted the matchstick only. It means this is not the perimeter. How did the question get 18? Each of the matchstick is 6 cm long. So what do we do? We take the number of matchsticks times 6 to give us all our answers. All right. Just curious, a show of hands. How many of you got this portion correct? You're going to see the... Oh, no hands. Oh my God. 1. You mean y'all never get... That means what? Y'all went to count the total number of matchsticks instead of the perimeter, is it? I only saw 1 hand. No hands already. Oh no, 1 hand only. Really only 1 hand. Samuel got it correct. Okay. 2 hands. Okay, then don't know about the rest. Okay, so take note. So in this case, please count only just the perimeter. Okay, next part. I noticed Bev, is Michelle here? Michelle is not here. Oh,
Yeah, I think she forget when I text her.
you text her. This one, how to forget? Cannot forget. You text her. Okay. So in this case, we have this number of matchstick to form the perimeter. Write down in terms of n. Let's take a look at our pattern. We have 3, 5, 7, 9. What happens? The number jump by +2, +2, +2. If I have a number that always add 2, it will be +2n. Okay, but I need to check what number +2 can give me the number 3. What number +2 can give me the number 3? 1 + 2 can give me the number 3. So therefore, term n will be this formula, 1 + 2n. Okay, this is method number 1. By using the observation, you observe the plus, plus, plus. If it's minus, then be minus something n. Then you find the term before, term 0. Okay, find term 0. Method number 2, a term in general can be found by a plus d bracket n minus 1. This is slightly a little bit longer in terms of algebra. A is standing for first term. Okay, the first term in this case starts with the number 3. And adding the difference, this is the difference. And in this case, our difference is 2 times to the whole of n minus 1. But however, this method is not the completed answer. I still need to expand out 2n minus 2 and simplify 2n plus 1 or 1 plus 2n, and therefore these two answers are the same. So you can choose to use method 1, a little bit more time saving, or method 2 if you want to memorize the formula. Okay, both methods are acceptable, no difference. Okay, next part of the question says hence. Now when they say hence, right, it means I have to use this formula. Next person I'm going to call Kai En. Kai En, can you tell me what is the relationship between this formula and 75? What equation can I form? They want to find the term. So this is the term, the number of matchsticks, and 75. So what can I write? This one and this one, how are they related to each other? Which term? So need to find n, right? N equals to what number? They tell you that the term is 75. So what can you say about the two of them?
N equal to 75.
Correct. What equals, no, not n, you say n equals to 75. Are you sure n equals to 75?
Oh no.
They asked me find the term, right? Do I know the n? N is the term number. Do I know the n?
No, we don't know.
Don't know. So this 75 is which one? The 75 is the whole thing over here, right? Okay, so 75 equals to, or I should say 1 plus 2n equals to the number 75. Okay, Kai En, still your turn. Can you tell me how to solve this equation? I want to get 2n.
Move the 1.
Move the 1 over, become
-1.
So 2n equals to 74. Then how to find n? N equals to how much? Calculate answer.
37.
Okay, thank you very much. So 10, which term? The 37th term. Okay, they didn't say just say find the value n. They say ask you which term, term number 37. Okay, thank you. Next part, part C, using the answer to be part 1. That means I must use this answer, okay? Find an expression in terms of n for the general term for the perimeter. Okay? What is the relationship between the number of matchsticks and perimeter? From the matchstick, how did we get our perimeter? From matchstick, how did we get our perimeter? Maybe let me call Kai En's good friend, Xingyi. Xingyi.
Yeah.
Yeah, so from my number of matchsticks, how did they get the perimeter? What do we need to do?
Times 6.
Times 6. So I have this is the number of matchsticks already. How am I going to get the perimeter? Pn. I take this whole expression, do what to it? I take this
Times
number.
6.
Yes. So I take this whole expression. I'm going to write multiply by 6 in proper algebra terms. Okay, thank you very much. So in this case, I can either leave the answer as this or I can expand and simplify. So it'll be 6 plus 12n. Okay, since the question never say you need to expand and simplify, for those of you who might make careless mistake, you can leave your answer as this. Or those of you who are slightly more careful and you get a correct answer, you can leave your answer as this one. Okay. Then now, next question, find P8. I ask the next good friend, Olivia. Olivia, what can I do now? I know my Pn is this formula already. This one is P8. What does the 8 tells me?
8 equals to n.
Correct. So I have n equals to 8. I will sub in the value. And what is P8 now? Can you give me the working?
6 bracket 1 plus 2 bracket 8.
Okay, can. All right. So 6 bracket 1 plus 2 times 8. 2 times 8 is 16. 16 plus 1, 17. Correct. 17 times 6. Answer 102. So this is the term. Okay, can? All right, so now we have all this part done. I'm going to move on to part D, another different sequence. Oh no, my timing is up. I'm left with 15 minutes. Right, notice over here, this sequence starts with 30. But my sequence, okay, wait, 30, 42, 54. Where is 30 and 42 and 54? Do you notice that 30, 42, 54 is down here? Right? But however, what did it skip? It skipped the first term, right? It skipped one term, right? It skipped one of it. It started with 30 itself. This formula for the one that starts with 18, 18, 30, 42, 54, the formula is 6, Pn equals to 6 bracket 1 plus 2n. But however, now I'm going to start with 30, 42, 54, and the next number. What is this? This is not P already. This one changed to Q. What is this going to be? Qn. I actually skipped a number. I skipped. So did I start with n? Or I skipped to the next n? I didn't start with n, right? In this case, in my number over here. If I start with n, it will be 18. So instead of n, I skip to the next n. What is the next n after? What is 1 after n? The n now changed to 1 more after n. So instead of n, it now changed to n plus 1. Okay, it skipped to the next term. So the next term of it will be n plus 1. So instead of n, I use back the same formula, but instead of n, I skip to the next one. I put it as n plus 1. But however, this is not simplified. So I need to expand out the expression over here. This will become 2n plus 2. simplify it, this will be 6. 1 plus 2 is 3. 3 plus 2n. Answer. Okay, so instead of n itself, it skipped to the next term. So when it skipped to the next term, the n changed from n to n plus 1. So therefore, this one will become your answer. Okay, so this question is a little bit harder. Please take note. Can? Let me add in some stuff. This is Pn, this one is Tn. Is that going to be Michelle? Oh, this is Yuan Yu. Oh, let's take a look. Who's missing? Jaden, is Ryan Q here? Can you text Ryan? Jaden, you help find Ryan.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you. Who else? Somebody is missing. Is UB here? How come I never see UB? Xingjie also not here. Oh no. Can somebody text Xingjie and UB, or can you all like put inside the chat group or something and then text add them or something like that, because they are not here, they disappeared. Okay. All right. Next sequence, next part of the question. Okay, next one. I don't have much time left. I try to focus on the harder questions. All right. This one is a very standard question over here. The laptop is bought under hire purchase. So to buy hire purchase, first step must find the down payment. Okay, then I need to ask Jinxi. Jinxi, if I have the down payment and I want to calculate my interest, right? The interest is PRT over 100. Can you tell me which is the principal amount I should use? Is it going to be the original cost, or is it going to be the cost after I paid the down payment? Which number should it be?
After down payment.
Thank you. So after the down payment, then I ask you see again, formula for I interest rate, I equals to PRT over 100. You identify P to be the number already. Can you tell me what is interest rate?
5%.
5%. Then how do I know what is T?
Time.
Time, yes. Time taken, they say is 2 years, right? Okay, thank you very much. So time taken is 2 years. I plug in all the numbers, I get this. So this is the interest that I incurred. Next part, when I want to calculate the total monthly installment, I need to take the total amount owed. This is my original, the amount, the balance, plus my interest. Okay, why I need to do this question first? Because it helps me to answer the last question at the back. Okay, balance plus the interest. Then after that, I take this total amount, I divide by the number of months. Can someone tell me how did we get 24? It was originally 2 years. Anyone? Yes?
2 years equals to 24 months.
So take 2 times 12 to give you 24, right? 24 months. Thank you very much. So in this case, my amount owed is balance plus the interest, and that gives me my total installment. Okay, now with this as a sample, I'm going to skip a little bit to the last question. I assume you all probably can do this part of the question. This one over here. Can we do question 11? In order to save time, I scared that we cannot finish. Okay, question number 11. Now the concept is always to find down payment, balance, find the interest rate, the total amount owed, and then I divide by the months. But this question is slightly a little bit different. They tell me the down payment, okay, and then they give me the installment directly. They didn't ask me to find the interest rate, or did they ask me, no, they didn't ask me to find the interest, right? So this is actually a question that you need to work backwards. When they give you that the installment is so much, okay, for 5 years. So I need to pay this amount per month for 5 years. Just now we divided by 24. How do we get 24? We take 2 years times 12 months. So now similarly, we need to remember this 5 years is actually 5 times 12, 60 months. So from here, I take this payment, I multiply by 60, I'll be able to find the total amount, okay, that I need to pay. Oops, but something is missing, right? Sorry. I'll need to pay for the car, this one. This is not my final answer, okay? A lot of students might write this as a final answer. What else did I pay? I paid a 40% down payment for my car. My down payment for my car, oh, I should have put this down here. Okay, let me shift this up, huh? Oh, cannot. Copy. A paste. Right? I paid a down payment of 40% on my car. So it's not only just paying the installments, right? I not only pay installment, I already paid the down payment as well. So if they ask me to find the total cost, I need to include the down payment that I have paid. So this will be the total cost that I paid for this car through hire purchase. Okay, so I need to include, add in, I work backwards, multiply by 60 months, add in the down payment of 40% to give you this number. Next part, what is the extra cost, right? So my original amount, I already calculated the extra cost that is given to me. The original amount is this value, $168,000, but now I paid a total of 169,814.40. So I need to find the extra cost. So after finding the extra cost, this will be the answer, the number. But they say find this extra cost as a percentage of the cash price, as a percentage of the cash price. So it's out of the cash price. So that means when I want to find a percentage, I take the extra cost, divide by my base is the cash price over here. Can anyone tell me what is the cash price? What number do I need to put in down here as my base? 2 minutes to ending our lesson. Hurry up. Come on. What is the cash price? Nobody give me an answer. Okay, I'm going to wait. What is the cash price? Y'all don't know what's the cash price? What did they say, the cash price? Question, cash price. What's the cash price? Hello? Ayo.
168,000.
Thank you very much. 168,000. Okay, one kind soul told me the answer. So then we calculate this answer, divide by 168,000 times 100%, and that gives me the number 1.08%. So this is the answer for the additional cost. I can either write it as a fraction, or in this case, it's a nice decimal place, so I just write the number in decimal place. Okay, so now after I have this already, the question asked me to find the annual interest rate. Remember, let me recall the steps to find your interest rate or whichever. Okay, down payment usually, and I find the balance. Using the balance, I need to find my interest, but I do not know my interest rate. So I'm going to put my interest, leave it blank first. I need a number over here. I don't know what's the interest. But I know the principal amount is my balance, 111,008,000, times my interest rate that I do not know, over 100%, and the number of time, how many years? The question says pay to the bank for 5 years. So my time period is the number 5. Now my remaining parts of the puzzle is to find what is this interest, right? what is the total amount that I owe at the end of the whole thing? When I look at my installment, this is the amount that I owe. My installment over here is the amount that I owe my balance plus my interest rate. So this amount that I owe is the monthly installment that I have paid in total. And my balance was 1,008,000 plus I'm going to find my interest. So I shall subtract, okay, to find my interest. Subtract this to find your interest. And I get an answer for this part, 1814.40. Actually, that's the additional interest cost, isn't it? There, my extra cost interest. So this is my extra cost interest, 1814.40. Now I have everything in my puzzle, in this piece of my puzzle already. I'm going to put this inside here, right? How am I going to find R? First step, how do I get rid of my denominator? How to get rid of 100? I multiply by 100. Next thing, how do I get rid of this and this? I'm going to divide by 100,805 to get my interest rate. And last but not least, my interest rate will be this number. 100,800 times 5. Such a large number. 0.36%. You've gotten the concept. Okay, so this question need to put an asterisk down here. We have to work backwards to find the answer. Okay, use your total installment that you have paid. Right, subtract off the balance that you need to find, and you get an interest. Right, or in my previous part, the additional cost is actually the interest, which we have found also. Then plug it into the formula I equals to PRT over 100. Get rid of 100, get rid of the number, then you get your answer. Okay, right? The remaining questions over here, I don't have time to go through, but I've done the answers already. I'll put this up and on the Google Classroom, then you can double check your answers for the remaining questions. Okay, if you do not have any other questions, then I end off for today. Thank you for attending my lesson. Then if you have questions, you circle them up and then you can ask me again. All right, bye. Thank you for coming. Bye-bye.